All right. So we are here for Midweek Music Maelstrom. It is the side project of Cryptknotic Small Business Sunday. And Drake Rogers from the Horribles, welcome.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I was so excited when you said yes.
Yeah, no,
Nice jacket.
Thank you.
Oh my God. I'm just all fidgety because I haven't gotten to interview a musician yet. I'm really excited.
Sorry.
So the Horribles, what kind of music do you do and where are you from?
We're from Newport Richey, Florida, Pasco County. And I mean, we kind of play whatever the hell we want. So it's punk rock, but you know, there's a lot of hardcore influences in there and metal influences. We like to throw our breakdowns in. I mean, we're from Florida, we come from the metal capital of the world. Of course, we're gonna throw something in there.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So you guys are on Spotify. Where else could people find your music?
Pretty much everywhere.
You on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, pretty much all the streaming sites. We go through.
So you covered all your bases.
Yep.
All right. So how many members are in your band?
5.
5. And you are the vocalist?
Yes.
Yep. Right. So when you were getting your band together, what was the motivation behind that?
I was bored.
I love a good, simple, honest answer.
No, I met my bass player one random ass night, and I actually got into a fist fight, and that was the night I met him. And me and him ended up going to a strip club, and he was like just drawing on a napkin, and I was like, oh, that'd be a cool logo for a band. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, let's start a band. He said, okay. We started. Yeah, no, that's how it happened. And that's the logo.
I love it. So I had an idea for a band being from Florida. So hurricane season, of course, being a Floridian, it's a big deal down here.
Yeah, party time.
And the one phrase that I hate the way it sounds, you always hear during hurricane season, and you hear it from people that aren't even from the South, and that phrase is hunker down. During hurricane season, everyone's throwing it around. I remember it was during Hurricane Irma. Freaking Kelly Ripa was on TV telling people in the South to hunker down. And I'm like, you know what? I want to start a hurricane metal band, and I want to call it Hunker Down. And we're going to play like plywood and metal sheeting, and we're going to make some kind of noise with a generator. I don't know how that instrument's going to work. And like hoarded water jugs. And that was my plan. I'm like, but I need a vocalist that can sound like a wind tunnel.
Oh my God.
And that's where I'm at. That's why it hasn't really gone anywhere, because I can't find anyone who sounds like a damn wind tunnel.
All right, so I've got a couple ideas for you. Gutters. Gutters. Bang on them.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's see. Windows. What do we do with windows? Just break the shit out of them.
Be the hurricane.
Yeah, be the hurricane on stage. Take a piece of wood, snap it in half, stab somebody. No, I'm just kidding.
What is the craziest experience you've had while on stage?
Somebody broke their leg during one of our sets.
Hold up, backtrack there. How did that happen?
I don't know. They fell. No, it was some girl. We were at Insomniacs at the time. It's kind of where our band. 2 seconds. Hey, let me call you back. But yeah, anyway, we were playing. Pit was going, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody was looking at us like, oh shit, like, hold on, stop. And we were like, what happened? And this girl's leg was literally bent the opposite way, and we were like, ooh. And like the ambulance got there within like 5 minutes, And they got her all girded up and everything, getting ready to roll out. And she was like, wait. And they were like, what? She was like, can I listen to one more song? And they were like,
that's a good fan.
yeah, no, and they did. They sat there, and the two EMTs that were there were like, yeah, all right, fine, if you could deal with the pain.
That's devotion. Like, that's when you're like in the trenches. Oh, sandbags. That could be the other hunker down instrument. Sandbags. Sorry, ADHD for a moment. Well, there was a clear correlation there, so maybe not that random. So what were the biggest musical influences growing up that led you to like the style of music that you make now?
I mean, I come from a large family, all boys. I have 6 brothers, no sisters, and all of them, all my older brothers were metalheads and bands and everything. And my older brother Ryan kind of got me into the music scene in general, at least playing instruments and stuff. But my dad actually gave me a Dead Kennedys CD when I was 11 years old, and the rest is fucking history.
Like, Jello wields vibrato like a weapon. Like, yeah. His vocals are pretty intense sometimes. Oh my god!
Yeah, that's kind of what got me started into it. But you know, I grew up listening to the Casualties, Leftover Crack, some of the newer ones, Crumb Bums, Starving Wolves, which David's actually now the singer of Casualties from Crumb Bums. But yeah, we've met a lot of bands. We played with a lot of bands. You know, we opened up for DRI, Blank 77. You know, shit, tons. US Bombs, Virus.
I see the Virus flag in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those were like a lot of your punk influences. And when it came to like the metal, you said you throw in like some metal in there. Like, what is like the metal that really spoke to you growing up?
No, I was like the odd man out in like my family. I was the one that was always listening to punk rock and stuff like that. But the guys in the band, we all come from different musical backgrounds, but also the same to a certain extent. We all listen to the same bands and stuff. Even
okay, so it's not like you have the metalhead, the punk rocker, and then the guy who loves jazz.
I mean, we kind of do. Our drummer, like, you bring jazz up to our drummer, he'd be like, hell yeah. But yeah, no, everybody has a say in this band. So if there's an idea, we throw it out there. If everybody likes it, we go with it.
So you have good harmony between all the members. How hard is that to maintain? Because so many bands just implode or they have falling outs. Like, what is the key to maintaining that harmony?
Leave each other the fuck alone.
Oh,
when you're not practicing and not playing, you know, yeah, we get together and we hang out and, you know, we all have barbecues and parties and shit like that. But leave each other the fuck alone. Like, we all have kids, you know, most of us are married. We all have our own separate lives that we have to deal with aside from the band. We've been together almost 10 years now. And, you know, we've got to travel and tour, put out albums. We're getting ready to go into the studio for the 3rd album in a couple of weeks. So that's exciting. 14 songs.
So if the key is leave each other the fuck alone, how did touring work? Like, did that create any tension?
I mean, touring always creates tension with something or someone. You know, it's you're cooped up in a van for hours on end with these guys, and like, I love my band. We're all fucking hilarious. We're in the van. So
I love someone who can admit I'm funny. Like,
and we'll be on the fucking, everybody will be on the brink of fucking sleep, and my guitar player will just start talking in the most obnoxious Boston accent just to wake us all up, and then he falls asleep when we're all like, you bastard. But yeah, no, we just have fun, you know. It's as simple as that.
So when you say you're just as passionate about the music you make as when you first started?
Yeah, I would say even more now.
Okay. So I know you're the vocalist for the Horribles, but do you happen to play any instruments?
Yeah, I bass guitar, drums. I play drums in another project with
Okay, so jack of all trades then.
Yeah. Well, me and my guitar player for the Horribles, Scott, we do like a grindcore project called Scum of the Slum, and it's just me and him, two-piece.
Okay, and where can I find that? That sounds cool.
You really can't. I mean, like there are some songs, it's not me drumming, that's a drum track and everything before I actually started playing with him, because he was just doing something on his own recording wise, and I was like, kind of want to be a part of this, and he was like, okay, let's do this. And
I love it. My God.
Yeah.
So who do you think are like some really significant like music icons, like not even with their music, but just as people who have been really significant?
From what era?
I feel like for me, the most significant throughout, just for me, has always been Henry Rollins.
Well, yeah, I mean, Henry Rollins is Henry Rollins. Like,
I'm sorry, I think you said God wrong. You mispronounced it.
Well, no, I mean, he's honest, he's straight to the point. He has his opinions and he respects other people's opinions. So yeah, no, I do. I have absolute respect for Henry Rollins. And, people in general, like David Bowie will always have a place in my heart.
Oh, David Bowie's so important. He's on my arm right here.
Oh, Red.
David Bowie is my favorite artist of all time, and I have such eclectic music taste. Like, I go from David Bowie to Rotting Christ to Miles Davis to Cher to Ministry. My playlists are obnoxious because nothing goes together.
No, that's awesome. That just means that you're cultured and have a broad spectrum of musical taste. So, sure. I don't listen to just punk rock. I listen to all sorts of stuff. So,
That does seem to be a bit of a thing in the music scene, like a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of elitism. Where do you stand on that?
They can all go and fuck themselves. Who's gonna tell me? No, who's gonna tell me or any of my guys who we are? We know who we are. We're not gonna tell you who you are. We're gonna tell you what we think of you, but everybody has their opinion, and you're entitled to it.
That's the best answer I've heard regarding that. Like, that was just so perfect. So if I wanted to find out when or where you guys are doing a show, would that info be on like your Facebook page, or like where could I find that stuff out?
Normally it's our Facebook page. We do gotta kind of get up on our Instagram a little bit more. We just kind of ignore it here and there, but
I tagged you guys on Instagram right before I started this, and I'm like, I wonder if they'll even see it.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. Well, I got a new phone because I do a lot of the online stuff. I got a new phone and I just haven't downloaded half the shit that I need.
I gotta say, when I started my company, I didn't realize what a full-time gig social media was.
Oh, yeah.
It's like almost a hardcore 50%.
Yeah. And I mean, we put on shows. Like, we don't just play shows. Like, we put shows on. We bring bands from all over the country, our area, the Tampa Bay area, and everything. And once you do that for a little while, it comes a little bit easier because we don't really do a lot of our shit online. We put boots to the street. We pass out flyers. I'll sit there and print out 500, do 1,000 flyers and hand it to a couple of my friends, and everybody will just walk around, pass them out. And that's what really gets people in. When you hand somebody a flyer, it makes it personal. It's face to face. When I hand somebody a flyer and my band's on it, they're like, oh, cool. Like, are you in one of these bands? And I'm like, no, but they're all friends of mine. And then when they see me on stage, they're like, that fucking asshole.
Oh, God, I love that.
We just all have fun. That's the whole point of it. We don't care what anybody has to say about us or anything like that, whether it be negative, positive. We do it for us and to see our friends happy that are out on that floor.
So when someone says, what do you do? Are you one of those people that's like really quick to say I'm a musician, or are you one of those people who would rather like list your day job? Like, is that a big part of like the identity aspect?
No, like the Horribles is a big part of my identity. And yeah, I do pretty much put that out there first because I did start this with, you know, my childhood friends, and we've kept it going this long, and we don't plan on stopping. So
I love hearing that because I want to hear more from the Horribles. I follow you guys on Spotify. So really, like, just thank you so much for doing this interview with me. So as a thank you, you are going to get an exclusive goodie box from my company, Cryptknotic. I'm going to mail it to you. We're also going to do some weekly promo for the Horribles. Cool. And hopefully get you guys some more listeners because it's worth it. I love drinker.
What's that?
Are you a coffee drinker?
A coffee drinker? Yeah, here and there.
Okay, well, AC Slade, bassist, guitarist for Murder Dolls, Misfits, Dope, former touring for Joan Jett. He has a coffee company called Catfight Coffee, and I do a lot of promo for him. So you're going to get some Catfight Coffee too. Because it's just so good, and I want everyone to drink it. Like, it's the best stuff I've ever had. And he's got like an Alice Cooper coffee. He's got Night of the Living Dead coffee. So thank you. You get a little goodie box for being willing to give me your time and attention. Like, and I hope that we're going to get to see some more from the Horribles soon.
You will, for sure.
All right, so we'll be seeing you guys soon, and maybe more for the Horribles on the next installment of Midweek Music Maelstrom.
We have December 18th, DRI at Brass Mug.
Oh, I'm going to link that. Is there like an event page?
There should be. It's December 18th or 19th. I'm sorry if I got my shit mixed up because I know that there's 2 event pages with 2 different dates on there, and I'm trying to figure that out.
That's fine. We'll figure it out, and I'll make sure that we funnel people into the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.